and welcome back to my channel. I want to talk today about contentment because I mentioned a few videos ago that I've just been in a kind of rough season, just kind of waiting for it to be over, and it's been very difficult to be content right where I am with what I have, with what I'm going through, instead of just looking towards when it's going to be over, which it can be encouraging to know that it's going to be over, but I've really struggled with how to look forward to it being over and press forward because of looking towards the end. Like with Jesus, like for the joy set before him, he endured the cross, despising the shame. And I want it to be like that. For the joy set before me, I'm enduring. But on the other hand, I struggled with looking towards the joy set before me without letting that make me discontent in the present. Like I still want to be present where I am. I still want to understand and be aware of God's grace to me in the moment and not just be looking towards and waiting for it to be over. And that's been the main thing from this season, that I've wanted to learn something from where I am instead of just trying to push through and survive each day until it's better. Because I want to have something to take with me out of this hard season. I don't want it to just be, numbing myself out and just trying to stay alive until I get to the end. So I really trying to understand what contentment looks like for me in this season, and just generally in all of life, because that's always a good thing, always something that I need more of. And it's so easy for me to be discontent with where I'm at, or just not feel very present where I'm at, and just be looking towards either the past. I feel like I just look to the past a lot, or looking to the future and just be up in my head about things instead of being right where I am. And so one thing that's really encouraged me is something that I have learned before, but just God reminded me of it in a new way, which is just this complete and absolute conviction that God is available to me wherever I am, and no matter my circumstances, that does not stand in the way of me reaching him and feeling a closeness in my relationship with him. No matter what's going on, I believe that I can feel connected to him, and that he wants me to feel connected to him, to feel that I'm abiding in him and receiving that life from him. And it reminds me of in the Screwtape Letters by C.S. Lewis, where the demons are talking about all the tactics they use to distract men and keep them from focusing on God and having a good relationship with him. And one of the things that they were talking about is either get him so obsessed with the past or so obsessed with the future, but the one thing that you don't want him to be obsessed with or focusing on is the present, because the present is the only thing that he actually has control over, the only space and time that we're actually living in, which was very thought-provoking to me, because I was like, dude, living in the present is the worst, is the hardest one for me. But it's true that is the one point where I can interact with God, where right now I have the chance to experience him. Like, yes, I can think about how I've experienced him in the past. Yes, I can expect to experience him in the future, but what about right now? I don't want to just always be missing out on the moment because of thinking about the past or the future. I want to experience and meet God right here, right where I am. And I think that has a great deal to do with contentment, is being able to be present in the moment, face my circumstances, and feel at peace with them. And the biggest thing that helps me to feel at peace with my circumstances or my emotions or whatever is going on is that conviction that God can meet me anywhere, that he wants to meet me right here, that he is so much more invested in me feeling close to him even than I am when I'm so stressed out and just feeling like, God, please, I don't know what it is that's making me feel separated from you, making me feel disinterested in you, making me feel upset or sad or whatever it is, but I want to feel close to you. That as I'm praying that, I'm feeling that he longs even more than I do for the intimacy to be brought together and to be close with me again. And then the new way that God showed me to think about this is just the idea that he gives us everything that we need. He is all that we need, and whatever he gives me must be, first of all, everything that I need, and then second of all, the way I've been thinking about it is whatever circumstances, whatever emotions, whatever feelings I happen to find myself in, just whatever random combination of things is thrown at me in any given moment, whatever present it is that I am walking through and trying to be present in, that combination must be the one that gives me the best chance of finding God. And I truly believe that, he knows best. He knows what it is that's going to drive me to him. He knows what it is that's going to capture my heart again, either to easily make me fall in love or to make me discontent enough to push through that and look for him and put more intention into my relationship with him, because I'm discontent with where I'm at and I want to feel satisfied in him again. Whatever he hands me is exactly what I need to find him, and anything else, anything more, anything less would diminish my chances of drawing close to him. That he knows exactly what I need to be able to come close to him, and he lavishly grants that to me. And so I might think, oh, I want things to be different. I want to not be in this mood. I want to not be feeling sick. I want to not be at my work right now or whatever it is. And I might get so caught up in thinking about, okay, when I'm home from work, then I'll be happier. When I am over feeling sick, I'll feel happy. Once I've slept and woken up in the morning, my mood will be reset and I'll feel happy then. Then I can connect with God. But that's really not true. Like, as much as the moment might not look conducive to connecting with God, I have to believe that it is, because I don't think that he willfully lets things separate us from him. Gosh, I don't know how to say this well. There are a lot of rabbit trails I could take to try to explain myself and make sure that everything I'm saying is theologically sound. But he longs to be connected to us. I know that. And so I am really choosing to believe that whatever situation he puts me in, it would not be better if I was at home from work or had rested and gotten out of my weird mood or wasn't feeling sick anymore. Whatever he puts me through is for the sake of drawing me closer to him, and it is more possible in that set of circumstances to find him than it would be in any more ideal situation that I could craft for myself. And so instead of wasting my time thinking about how I wish things could be and wishing for things to be different, I really want to be looking for how in this moment is Jesus going to meet me, because I believe that he will. I believe that he's looking for me. I believe that he's putting intention into our relationship, that he's always seeking me out and always reaching for me, and I just have to respond. And I'm not going to respond if I'm thinking about how much easier it'll be to respond in other circumstances and how I'm going to wait till then to do anything about how I'm doing, and how I'm gonna wait until then to answer him. He is calling me right now, and as much as it might not look like it, as much as it might not look like love, it is. I know that. I know that he is purest, deepest love, and whatever he offers me is the greatest love that could be given to me in that moment. Even if that comes in the form of being somewhere I don't want to be, doing something I don't want to be doing, feeling something I don't want to be feeling, physically, emotionally, spiritually, whatever. I know that it's his goodness to me, and that is what gives me a lot of hope and enables me to try to be more content with where I am. And it's still really hard, and sometimes I still wish this season could be over, or whatever little moment I'm in could be over. But just thinking about it that way has helped me to stay in the present more, to focus on God instead of myself, to feel encouraged that things can get better, because I know I would rather feel close to him than be happy in my circumstances. And so instead of being discouraged by how unhappy my circumstances are, I can be encouraged that, oh, what I wanted anyway is always possible, is always available to me, is to feel that intimacy with him. And so I can focus on that instead of being distracted and giving in to the tactics of the enemy and letting myself be discontent and disconnected and unfocused. Instead, I want to be looking for how God is seeking me in that moment and looking for how to respond to him, trying to figure out what to do with the circumstances that I'm in, how to pray to bring my heart in alignment with his. And there is always a way forward. It is always possible, is what I have found in my short years of existence. So I think it's got to be something like that Paul was talking about when he says that he's learned the secret to being content in any circumstance, because Jesus is our contentment and our fulfillment. And to find that closeness with him is better than to be satisfied by any good thing in the world. And it is always possible to have that. And that is so encouraging to me. It's completely changed my life when I realized that and started living like that. So yeah, whatever he hands me in the moment is what gives me the greatest chance of finding him and connecting with him and feeling that closeness with him again and experiencing his love, as much as it might be hard to see looking out from the outside. If I approach it with that belief of knowing that that's what's true about my situation, it's so much easier to find his heart there. And it still is not always easy, and I still feel very discouraged and discontent sometimes, but remembering that has helped me the most, I would say. And so I just wanted to share that little encouragement and that just little mindset shift, and hopefully that can be helpful to you. Thank you for watching, and goodbye until more interesting things happen.